Grimmen is a town in Vorpommern-Rügen, a district in the Bundesland Mecklenburg-Vorpommern, Germany. Prior to 2011, when district reforms were made in Mecklenburg-Vorpommern, it was the capital of the now bygone Nordvorpommern district, which was abolished and merged to create the district of Vorpommern-Rügen. Geography. Grimmen is located in southeastern Nordvorpommern on the banks of the river Trebel, about 30 kilometers south of Stralsund and 30 kilometers west of Greifswald. The town is connected to the Stralsund-Neustrelitz-Berlin railways, and to Autobahn 820. Adjacent to the city limits are Amt Franzburg-Richtenberg in the west, Amt Milzau in the north, and the Suderholz municipality in the southeast. Villages within Grimmen's city limits. In addition to the town of Grimmen, the following villages are also within Grimmen's city limits: Appelshof, Gerlachsruh, Grillenberg, Großleimhagen, Heidelbring, Hohenwerth, Hohenwieden, Jessan, Kleinleimhagen, Stoltenhagen, Vietlip. Neighboring municipalities. Neighboring municipalities listed clockwise beginning in the north are Wittenhagen, Wilmshagen, Suderholz, Wendisch, Baggendorf, Splietsdorf, Papenhagen. History. Grimmen was founded during the Ostsiedlung, when about 1250 merchants and craftsmen from Lower Saxony, Westphalia and the Lower Rhine settled the site, which then was part of the Principality of Rügen. The first document mentioning Grimmen is of 1267. In 1287, a report mentions Vogt Berthold taking office in the town, and further mentions that Grimmen had already been granted Lübeck law before. The actual charter is lost, thus the exact date when the town received Lübeck law remains uncertain. Accordingly, the 700th anniversary was celebrated in 1987. Since 1325, Grimmen belonged to the Duchy of Pomerania. During the 30 Years' War, the town was looted several times. After the war, Grimmen became part of Swedish Pomerania, a dominion of the Swedish Empire. From 1695 to 1697, Mayor Johannes Fichtner cruelly pursued alleged witches. At least 7 were executed. In 1797, a large fire destroyed almost the entire town. In 1800, Swedish King Gustav IV Adolf visited Grimmen and resided in the so-called King's House. Following the Congress of Vienna in 1815, Swedish Pomerania with Grimmen became part of the Prussian province of Pomerania. An administrative reform of 1816 made the town capital of a Kreis. In 1853, cholera broke out. At the end of the Second World War, Grimmen surrendered to the Red Army without fighting in April 1945. In the 1960s, numerous new factories and agricultural enterprises were set up, resulting in prosperity and physical growth of the city. After East Germany's communist regime collapsed following the Die Wende movement of 1989, the town's old buildings were reconstructed. After a reorganization of the Kreis districts in 1994, Grimmen became capital of newly created Vorpommern-Rügen. Demography: 1600 approx. 1000 inhabitants. 1712 approx. 850 inhabitants. 1809 to 1840 inhabitants. 1900 to 3616 inhabitants. 1946 to 8298 inhabitants. 1986 approx. 15,000 inhabitants. 1990 of 14,242 inhabitants. 1993 to 13,376 inhabitants. 2003 to 10,892 inhabitants. 2004 to 11,201 inhabitants. Twin cities: Châteauan, Chaplainec, Kamin-Pomorsky, Osterholz-Scharmbeck, Staffens Tor. Sites. Buildings. The oldest building of the town is St. Mary's Church, built in 1267. Of the old fortifications, 3 brick Gothic gates are still intact: Mühlentor, Stralsunder Tor, Grefswalder Tor. Further sites of the City Hall, built in brick Gothic style around the year 1400, and the Water Tower, built in 1933. Zoo. Grimmen's Zoo holds more than 250 animals of 50 different kinds. The zoo opened in 1957 and also has a large variety in plants and green areas. People. Christian Friedrich Monacher, born 1781, theologian and translator of Scandinavian literature. Heike Gotz, born 1964, journalist.